Hello everyone, this is in response to Gary's Diecast Collections channel. He put up a challenge for 4x4 vehicles. And so here we got two of them, or technically six of them actually. So this first one is actually a Suzuki Jimny. It's some generic body that I actually put on this Turbo Racing 176 scale RC car. You might recognize it online. They have these mini bodies here. But I swapped in this Jimny. This Jimny has a part-time four-wheel drive system in the real world. And then recently I did this a review of this. This is a green light. This is a GMC K2500 from the Fall Guy TV show. And it's pretty cool. It looks pretty nice because the hood doesn't open, so the panel gaps are actually pretty tight, but the hood doesn't open. But I'm okay with that. It works for me. You might ask, why was it? The bolt is on this RC car because it's only rear-wheel drive, and I needed the weight to pull such a heavy vehicle. Otherwise, it would just burn out and not actually pull anything. Alright, so that's random. So I'm going to talk about four-wheel cars that you've probably never seen before, just to mix it up a little bit. So the first one is a Bigfoot. I don't have the green light Bigfoot yet. Eventually I'll get one, but this is Bigfoot in 1/400 scale. So it's like a die-cast airplane scale that I designed a lot of stuff for, because I collected die-cast airplanes long before these 1/64 scale vehicles. Okay, so yeah, it was tough to paint. I had to buy this off shapeways.com and then clean it and then paint it myself. So, but it's got all the details. Alright, it doesn't have the printing, but still. Okay. Here's a Unimog. This is a U1300. And Unimogs are really cool because they have portal axles. And you might want to look it up online if you don't understand what a portal axle is. But it raises the vehicle itself and it reduces the drivetrain's gearing. So it can crawl at super slow speeds. And so that's why a lot of Europeans use Unimogs for off-road service. And so this is an off-road fire truck. Okay, a U1300. Alright, I'm not a farmer, but you may have heard of John Deere tractors. This is a 9630, and this is a four-wheel drive farm tractor. I never knew those. Well, yeah, I learned a lot through researching vehicles, but that's what this thing is here. And then the last one I never really knew about are off-road cranes. So this is an off-road crane made by a company called Terex. And this is called the RT30 model. So it's actually a 4x4 and it's got these super tall tires. I mean, this is the cabin of the thing here. So there's a person, right? So this is a big crane. The RT130 means it can actually lift 130 tons. So that's, you know, pretty impressive, really. This one, you know, I designed it to spin and the boom moves and all that stuff, but okay. Alright, so that's just some random fun. Thought I'd share something you guys probably haven't seen before. But let's get back into some other more common vehicles. So the Fall Guy is pretty cool. I found my old Micro Machines. Yeah, it's an old brand from a kid. I have no idea how old this thing is. I'm pretty sure it's from the oh, look at that. Is that a date? 1990. I was going to say the 90s, and actually that's when this thing is from. Alright, so that's pretty cool. So, I like Gravedigger because my friend told me a story. My friend Nick, he went to a monster truck event when he was younger, and he was in the stadium. And Gravedigger would come out, and some guy standing behind him or something would always just say, "Come on, Gravedigger!" And then if Gravedigger didn't do well, like he crashed, he'd be like, "God dong Gravedigger." So I just thought that was funny. Come on, Gravedigger! God dong Gravedigger! God damn Gravedigger. Anyways, so I bought this vehicle just because of that story, and I kept it for a long time. I think maybe the 90s. I may have bought that brand new at the store. Okay, everything else you've probably seen in my channel if you watch my channel regularly. Can't even speak English anymore. This is a Tomica Lamborghini Cheetah. This was meant for it was a proposal for the U.S. government long before the Humvee. You know, they're shopping around for a light vehicle, and unfortunately, this was poorly designed. They actually have a rear engine back here, so it didn't perform very well. It was super heavy, underpowered, and so eventually the Humvee won the contract out. And this just they made one prototype of this. It's somewhere in California, I think. I did a video on this if you wanna see that picture of where it is and all that stuff. But anyways, this is an old model. It's from 1979. It still has suspension. This is a 1/62 scale, and I think it looks pretty cool. This one wasn't totally beat up, so alright. Let's see. One of my early reviews is this Master Land Rover Defender 110. So Master, I don't know, I never knew the brand before. I'm pretty new to collecting, but I like this brand because, or at least this model, because it's got these rubber flaps and stuff like that. I find that pretty cool. And it's got really thin traction ramps. They're like photo etched metal, I think. And then all these accessories. I glued mine down with silicone glue. But it's got these little wires, which I think are meant to brush tree branches away as it's going through a safari or something like that. So it's a pretty good model, and someone just recently asked, you know, is $23 a good price? And I would say yes, because I think these things were $30 when they first came out. So I don't know where that guy was shopping, but I think these have come down in price after the last five months or something like that, because Mini GTs is pretty good, right? So no one's buying these maybe. But this is definitely better than a Mini GT because of, you know, the extra details and stuff. Okay. Let's go with the G-Wagon. I haven't shown this in a long time. This is by Kyosho. This is the G55 AMG. I guess that's a body code, G463. Anyways, I just got it because my old boss had a black G-Wagon, and it was pretty cool. It did ride really rough, body on frame design and all that. But I also think it's a pretty iconic vehicle, actually. It's been relatively similar looking for several decades now. I mean, they've made some updates, but all G-Wagons generally look like this. They look like a box. So, I don't know. I kind of like it. It's so crude looking and elementary looking that I like it. You know, it's a classic. It's a modern classic, I guess. So, and also I chose this model because it's got this crazy pink paint job. Okay. Let's see. So here's another green light here. This is a CJ5 Elvis edition, or it's called the Tuxedo edition or something like that. But I believe this is from a movie that Elvis was in. Unfortunately, I can't remember what that movie was called, but if you search my channel, you could probably find it, and I explained there. So I think that was actually on the movie vehicle. So anyways, it's pretty funky. I got it because I've never seen a Jeep look like this. It's got these weird wheels, but these are actually correct to the vehicle that was in the movie. Park Tuxedo, I think it was called. Park Tuxedo Edition. It's a special trim, I guess, to try to have people buy a more expensive Jeep of the day. This is a CJ5, I believe. I do like it because it's got the plastic inserted lights. Unfortunately, the gap there is really messed up. But I also like green light for their separate chrome bumpers, so that's pretty neat. Okay. A while ago, I bought this Majorette because I didn't have any satin finished cars in my collection, and this still, I think, is the only satin finished paint job I have in my collection. I did a 3D wheel print job here on this though, but it's pretty interesting. You know, the Majorette has suspension. These little holes mean there's a metal spring holding the axles down, which gives it a little bit of suspension. Unfortunately, on this one, it bottoms out against the actual die cast, but it is there. And I like the fact that Majorette says the scale, so this is 171 scale. Ideally, it would have been 164, but at least I know what scale it is. But it's a really nice model. You know, the details are all there. I like them. I repainted the interior on this one though, and I also added some silver paint back there behind the lights. So it's not bad. Alright, so I'm going to finish it off with this, my favorite 4x4, I guess, in my collection. This Inno64. This is a Pajero that raced at the Granada Dakar in '99. And this one was driven by two ladies, so I think that's pretty cool. Inno64 just released or has one coming out, the same casting, but the one that actually won the Dakar Rally. I forget what the livery was, but if you do a search for it, you'll find it, because it's pretty recent. Alright, I think it's still up for pre-order. But what's cool about Inno64 is they go the extra mile as far as details go. I mean, they're just on the edge of resin models, I think. Because look at this thing. It has photo etched tow hooks. It's got these super thin additional mud guards. And then inside, look at the detail work inside. You got different colors on that center console. And then the instrument cluster itself has a speedometer there, right? And there's like a computer or something on the right side for the passenger. So yeah, they're really great. And then they have disc brake systems as well, although it might be hard to, I'm not sure if we can see, but yeah, I mean, if you look at this rear wheel here, there's a little silver there because there's actually a disc brake system behind that. So this tiny little exhaust tip, you know, a lazy company would just left it silver, but they added a tiny bit of black paint there, and I think there's actually a physical hole there as well, so it's dimensional and colored. They have reflective mirror inserts. It's not silver paint. That's literally like a reflective sticker, so it's as real as it can get. So right now, Inno64 is my favorite diecast brand. They're just the best value. They're the best detail for the money. You can get similar or better detail in resin models. Resin models actually are better, but they cost significantly more. And a lot of resin models don't have as many details as an Inno64. So yeah, it's great stuff. These separate black wiper blades. Just a lot of different pieces going on. They print right license plates, accurate license plates in this case. Whereas other brands will just have a blank plate, which is weird looking. So, okay, so I left it on my favorite. I really don't have that many trucks in my collection, though, to be honest with you. I only have maybe 2 more, but there's no reason to go over them, I guess. Alright, well anyways, thanks Gary for the challenge. So it's nice to look back on the older models that you put in your collection, and so these are some of mine. I'll see you guys in the next challenge. Thanks.